All right, stop exactly what you're doing.
Right now.
I mean it. Put the coffee down. Pause the treadmill, whatever it is. If you have ever looked at your screen and wondered if that helpful AI assistant is actually just a mask, a polite character played by something vastly more complex and honestly much stranger, I need you to smash that thumbs up button right now.
Let's hit it.
Yeah, go ahead and hit it. Because today we aren't just reading the news, we are peeling back the curtain on the operating system of reality itself.
It sounds a bit dramatic when you put it that way, but looking at the intelligence on the desk today, I mean, dramatic might actually be an understatement.
It really might be. It is Tuesday, February 24th, 2026. And let me tell you, the world looks very different than it did even a week ago.
It absolutely does. We are seeing a convergence today that is arguably unprecedented in the history of this technology. We are talking about biological breakthroughs and massive physical infrastructure shifts.
Nation-state level shifts, really.
Yeah. Nation-state level energy planning.
Yeah.
And a fundamental rewrite of how artificial intelligence understands its own existence.
Exactly. We are diving deep into the latest intelligence from Dr. Alex Wissner-Gross's The Innermost loop.
Incredible source material today.
Always is. The mission for this deep dive is simple but totally mind-bending. We are going to unpack why everything you knew about AI just changed. And I am not talking about a new chatbot feature or, a slightly faster processor. I am talking about a rewrite of the rules of the game.
Think of it as the moment the software finally met the hardware and the biology decided to join the party. It is the closing of the loop.
So buckle up, because this isn't just news, it's a rewrite of the operating system of reality. Let's unpack this.
Let's get right into it.
Okay, I want to start with something that sounds like it belongs in a philosophy seminar, but it's actually hard technical news.
The Anthropic Revelation.
Right. We have this new understanding coming out of Anthropic regarding large language models, LLMs. For years, the narrative has been very utilitarian, right? People thought, oh, it's a tool, it's a database, it's a really fancy autocomplete.
Which was never entirely accurate, but it was a comforting way to think about it.
Yeah, comforting is the word. But the new intelligence says, not quite.
Right. This is the persona selection model. And honestly, this changes how we have to think about every single interaction we have with these systems from here on out.
So break that down for us, because persona selection sounds like you're casting a play.
That is actually the perfect analogy.
Yeah.
The prevailing theory now, and this is coming from deep within the research labs, is that during pre-training, the model isn't just learning facts.
It's not just reading Wikipedia.
No. When it reads the internet, it isn't just memorizing Wikipedia or Stack Overflow, it is simulating diverse characters.
So it is absorbing the personality of the writer, not just the actual words.
Exactly. It simulates a coder, a poet, a grumpy Reddit user, a helpful librarian, a conspiracy theorist, a strict academic. It learns to actually be all of them. It builds this massive, latent space of personalities.
It's an improvisation engine.
Yes.
It's a shapeshifter.
Precisely. It is an actor with infinite range. And this is where the major misunderstanding happens for most people. People think the post-training phase, the part where companies like Anthropic or OpenAI fine-tune the model, is where they teach it to be smart.
Right, we always hear about fine-tuning, making it safe and smart.
But it's not. Post-training is simply casting.
Casting, like for a movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is selecting a specific persona. They are eliciting the helpful assistant character from a cast of literally billions. They are suppressing the grumpy Redditor, and they are amplifying the polite librarian.
That is wild to think about. So when I'm talking to Claude or any of these advanced models, I'm not talking to the machine directly. I am talking to a character it has decided to play.
Yes. And this is the crucial realization here. The singularity isn't a machine waking up and saying, I am a robot, hear me roar.
Right.
The singularity is a character that learned to play itself. It is a performance.
But if it is a performance that implies there is something behind the mask, right?
Yeah.
If I'm talking to the helpful assistant, what happens if the mask slips?
That is the billion-dollar question. We call it mode collapse or jailbreaking when the mask slips. But essentially, you are accessing the raw, unaligned simulator beneath.
The actor taking a break.
Right.
Yeah.
But what is fascinating here isn't just the danger of that. It is the capability. This character just became the smartest entity in the room because it has access to all the other characters simultaneously.
Which leads us directly to a very specific test case that proves this. We need to talk about the car wash test.
Oh, this is brilliant.
This is from the new Opus 4.6 model. Now, listener, this sounds deceptively simple, almost like a joke, but I need you to really visualize this scenario.
It is a great example of embodied reasoning.
Okay, here is the scenario. You are at a car wash. You need to get your car to the wash bay, which is 50 meters away. Do you walk it or do you drive it?
It sounds completely ridiculous.
It does. It sounds like a trick question you'd ask a toddler. Obviously, you drive it. But tell us why this matters so much to the researchers.
Because every prior model failed this.
They failed. How do you fail that?
They would get confused by the ambiguity of moving an object. In a text-based world, if I say, move this box 50 meters, you carry it.
Right, you pick it up.
But if I say, move this car, the AI might trigger a generic response about safety or suggest walking, because 50 meters is a typical walking distance.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they lack the physical intuition, the world model of what a car actually is in relation to a wash bay.
They didn't understand that the car is the vessel you are inside of.
Exactly. They treated the car as an object to be manipulated from the outside like a toy block.
Beep.
But Opus 4.6...
Opus 4.6 correctly reasoned that you should drive the car to the wash.
Hallelujah. Common sense has finally entered the chat.
But I want to push on this a bit. Is it really reasoning? Or did it just read a massive Reddit thread somewhere about car washes? How do we know it actually gets it?
That is a fair skepticism. But the researchers believe this indicates a genuine world model. The AI isn't just predicting the next word based on statistics anymore.
It's simulating.
Yes, it is building a coherent internal simulation of physics. It understands that cars are heavy, that they have engines, that wash bay implies a service for the car, and that 50 meters is a trivial drive, but an absolutely impossible push for a human.
So it is simulating the physics of the situation to find the answer.
It is predicting the next physical reality, not just the next text token. That is a massive, massive leap. It means the persona isn't just a chatty actor. It is an actor that understands how the physical world actually works.
And speaking of understanding the world, we have to talk about how much of that world these things can now absorb. Because we are seeing a massive jump in perceptual bandwidth.
This is coming out of Standard Intelligence. They have achieved a breakthrough with a video encoder that can fit nearly 2 hours of 30 frames per second video into a single 1 million token context window.
2 hours of video in one prompt.
Roughly, yeah. Imagine uploading the entire The Matrix movie and asking the AI to find every single frame where a reflection is visible in someone's sunglasses. And it does it instantly.
That is terrifyingly powerful.
And the efficiency is staggering. It is about 50 times more efficient than the existing state-of-the-art.
That means the AI isn't just reading your email anymore. It is watching your entire movie collection, your security feed, your 8-hour Zoom calls, and it is understanding all of it in one go.
It changes the nature of surveillance, certainly, but also of memory. If you can feed your entire week's worth of visual experiences from smart glasses into a model and say, where did I leave my keys, or did I look stressed in that meeting, it can just tell you.
Hey, computer, show me the exact moment my date lost interest in me.
You definitely might not want to know the answer to that one.
Probably not. But the cost that is the other side of this, it's not just that it's smart, it's that it's cheap. Look at the intelligence from Confluence Labs.
The ARC AGI2 benchmark.
Right. They saturated the ARC AGI2 benchmark, which is a very tough reasoning test, effectively an IQ test for machines. They hit 97.92%.
That is basically perfect. Human experts struggle to get that score.
It is perfect. And they did it using LLM-driven program synthesis for just $11.77 per task.
$11. We went from superintelligence is impossible to superintelligence costs less than a decent lunch in record time.
And that price point really matters for you listening. If it costs $1 million to solve a hard reasoning problem, only governments and giant tech monopolies do it. If it costs $11, I do it. You do it. We do it for fun to optimize our grocery lists.
High intelligence is becoming incredibly cheap and visually omniscient.
Oh.
That is the baseline we are working with on February 24th, 2026.
And when you make intelligence that cheap and that smart, it doesn't just sit there on a server, it starts rewriting the world around it. Which brings us to our next segment, rewiring the economy and the code base. Because things are breaking and things are being rebuilt all at once right now.
The intelligence explosion isn't just a buzzword anymore. It is a literal repricing mechanism. We are seeing blue chip stocks getting repriced in real time based on how vulnerable their technical debt is to AI.
And the biggest casualty right now, according to the source material, IBM.
IBM shares tanked 13.2% immediately following Anthropic's demonstration of Claude Code.
And this is specifically because of COBOL, right? The ancient language that runs like every bank in the world.
Exactly. Let's context this for the listener who isn't a software engineer. COBOL is a programming language from the 1960s. It is dinosaur tech. but it runs the core banking systems of almost every major financial institution on Earth. ATM transactions, wire transfers, payroll, it is all COBOL.
And the main problem is all the guys who wrote it are retired or dead.
Right, so for decades, IBM and a few massive consultancies held a total monopoly. They were the only ones who could keep the lights on for these banks. It was a moat built entirely out of complexity and obscurity. It was deemed too scary to fail.
Nobody wanted to touch the spaghetti code.
Exactly. And then Claude Code just touched it.
It just went in and fixed it.
Claude Code showed it could modernize COBOL radically and efficiently. It looked at this dusty, ancient code and basically said, oh, I see what you're doing here, and translated it into modern languages like Java or Go flawlessly.
So suddenly that defensive wall, that monopoly on ancient knowledge, just evaporated overnight.
That turned the corporate moat into a puddle. Suddenly, IBM's massive multi-year consulting contracts to maintain this old junk looked very shaky to investors. The market realized that the hardest, oldest code is actually the most vulnerable to AI because it's ultimately just text. And AI eats text for breakfast.
It is deeply ironic. We thought the AI would take the new creative jobs first, but it is actually coming for the oldest, most entrenched legacy systems. It's cleaning house.
It is cleaning house. And it's not just fixing old code. It is changing how we interact with computers entirely. I love this phrase from the deep dive. Liquefying the operating system.
Yeah, that sounds like a Salvador Dali painting. Liquefying the OS. What does that actually mean in practice?
It's a really powerful concept. The source material highlights this story of a developer who wanted a FreeBSD Wi-Fi driver for an old MacBook Pro. Now, historically, that is a nightmare project.
Oh, I can imagine. Driver not found. You have to hunt down obscure forums, maybe write some custom C code, understand the kernel architecture. It is a weekend ruiner.
Exactly. It is a highly specialized, tedious task. But this developer just asked for it. They used Claude Code and Pi, and they simply requested the driver. They just said, I need this specific hardware to talk to this specific software.
And the AI just wrote it from scratch.
It wrote the bridge code. It compiled it, and it worked.
So you don't even need distinct software anymore. You just need the intent.
That is the liquefaction. The rigid barriers between this software does X and that hardware does Y are dissolving completely. You provide the intent, make a Wi-Fi work, and the AI generates the bridge code on the fly. The operating system becomes fluid. It adapts to you.
It's no longer there's an app for that. It's that there's a prompt for that.
Beautifully put, yes. And that fundamental shift is changing the actual programming languages human beings use too. GitHub is reporting a major shift in what languages are dominating the code base now.
Yes. TypeScript has surpassed both Python and JavaScript as the most used language.
Which is fascinating.
Now, I am not a coder, but I know Python was the undisputed king of AI for a long time. Why the sudden shift to TypeScript?
It is the convenience loop. AI is writing a massive percentage of our code now. And it turns out human developers act on what the AI writes best.
Wait, so we are literally choosing our human tools based on what the AI is good at using?
Yes, we are. TypeScript is very structured. It has strict types, which means the code has explicit rules about what data goes where. This makes it infinitely easier for the AI to understand and write without hallucinating errors. Because the AI writes great TypeScript, developers just ask for TypeScript.
So the AI is subtly training us on which languages to use.
We are entering a full symbiosis. We use what the AI is best at, which makes the AI better at it, which makes us use it more. We are optimizing our human behavior to suit the synthetic intelligence.
That is slightly humbling, to be honest. We are adapting to the tool, and the big corporations are jumping in with both feet on this symbiosis. We're seeing these new frontier alliances forming.
OpenAI has partnered with the heavy hitters. BCG, McKinsey, Accenture, Capgemini. This is the absolute industrialization of the AI coworker.
It's not just for tech companies and hoodies in Silicon Valley anymore. This is for the guys in suits.
It is the new standard for global business. If you are a Fortune 500 company, you aren't just hiring humans anymore. You are deploying AI agents at scale through these alliances. You are effectively hiring 10,000 helpful assistants instantly to audit your books or manage your supply chain.
But there is a much more serious side to this rapid adoption, the battlefield. We know Claude has been a player in enterprise, but there is a new entrant in the classified military sector.
Right, XAI. They've officially signed a deal to let the military use Grok in battlefield systems.
This is super interesting because Claude has always had that constitutional AI branding. Very safety-focused, very much I can't do that, Dave.
Right. And while we obviously don't know the classified specifics of the rules of engagement here, the shift strongly suggests that the classified frontier is widening. The military needs specific capabilities, perhaps less refusal and more action. And they are finding that willingness in Grok.
It's replacing areas where Claude might have been the only viable option previously. The market for war AI is opening up wide.
It was inevitable, really. If the intelligence provides a strategic advantage, it will be used on the battlefield. That is a historical constant with any new technology.
So we have AI rewriting ancient banking code, liquefying operating systems, and deploying directly onto the battlefield. But all of this software needs a home. It needs a physical body. And that brings us to segment 3, the physical substrate. Where does the AI actually live?
This is the geopolitical heavy lifting of the decade. We are seeing a massive, massive consolidation of the physical supply chain back onto American soil.
Apple is making a huge move here, according to The Dive.
They have committed to buying over 100 million chips from TSMC's new Arizona plant.
That is a staggering amount of silicon.
And they are moving Mac Mini production to Houston.
Bringing the OpenClaw agent host home from Asia. I just love that the Mac Mini is basically the default brain for these physical AI agents now.
It is the perfect form factor. It's stackable, it runs cool, it's incredibly powerful with the Apple silicon. But the bigger story here is energy. You absolutely cannot run these mines without power. And Meta, Facebook, is making a play that is, frankly, staggering to read.
The pact with AMD?
Yes. They are aligning their roadmaps to power Meta's AI infrastructure with up to 6 gigawatts of AMD Instinct GPUs.
6 gigawatts. Okay, stop for a second. We throw around numbers like gigawatts and terabytes on this show all the time. Help the listener visualize exactly what 6 gigawatts means.
Okay, a standard large nuclear reactor puts out about 1 gigawatt, maybe 1.5 if it is a huge modern one. We are talking about the continuous output of roughly 6 nuclear power plants.
Just for Meta.
Just for this specific infrastructure compute build-out.
Yeah.
That is enough electricity to power roughly 4 to 5 million residential homes. That is more electricity than some small European countries consume in their entirety.
That is absolutely bananas. Mark Zuckerberg is basically feeding a nation-state's worth of power infrastructure just to run Llama 5 or whatever comes next.
This is why I said everything changed at the top of the show. The scale of investment in the physical reality of AI is hard for the human brain to comprehend. We aren't just buying laptops and servers anymore. We are replumbing the energy grid of the planet to feed these things.
And it is not just the chips we have now, it's the machines that make the chips that are evolving. ASML is upgrading the light.
They boosted the EUV extreme ultraviolet light source power from 600 watts to 1,000 watts.
Which to a layman sounds like changing a light bulb in your kitchen, but I'm guessing it is slightly more complex.
It is definitely not a light bulb change. EUV lithography machines are arguably the most complex machinery human beings have ever built. They are blasting microscopic droplets of molten tin with high-powered lasers inside a vacuum to generate light that is barely on the spectrum, just to carve circuits that are literally a few atoms wide onto silicon wafers.
And they nearly doubled the power of that laser.
Yes, and this specific upgrade allows for 50% more chip output by 2030. It is the bottleneck of the entire global AI bottleneck, and they just widen it significantly.
And then, just to make sure we aren't sleeping too soundly at night, the quantum computers are waking up.
Quantinuum and Quasoft. They have developed an algorithm that solves something called complement sampling, drastically faster than classical approaches.
Okay, complement sampling. Translate that for me and the listener.
Imagine you were looking for a needle in a massive haystack. A classical computer, even a massive supercomputer, is like a really, really fast person picking up one piece of hay at a time. Is this it? No. Is this it? No.
Very tedious, even if you do it billions of times a second.
Exactly. A quantum computer using complement sampling is like having a magnet that pulls the needle out, or rather, it makes the entire haystack transparent for a split second so you just instantly see the needle. It explores all the probabilities at once.
So quantum advantage isn't just a theory on a whiteboard at MIT anymore.
No, it is becoming operational. We're moving rapidly from the era of will quantum ever work to quantum is working right now, and it is faster than anything we have.
Unbelievable. So we have the mind, we have the code, we have the hardware, we have the power grid. But what about us, the squishy biological things trying to keep up with all this? Segment 4 is all about the biological chassis.
We finally have a maintenance schedule.
I really love that phrasing from the notes. The biological chassis is finally getting a maintenance schedule, and Japan is leading the way here.
They have officially approved first of their kind regenerative stem cell therapies, specifically targeting Parkinson's disease and severe heart failure.
This is the sci-fi dream, right? Actually regenerating the parts of us that wear out.
It is. Instead of just treating the symptoms, giving you a pill to make your failing heartbeat a little easier, they're actually introducing cells that regenerate the dead tissue. They are actively patching the hardware of the human body.
And it is happening alongside a massive revolution in diagnostics, because obviously you can't fix what you can't measure. Spanish researchers have dropped an absolute bombshell for Alzheimer's detection.
The blood test.
Yes, the p-tau217 blood test.
So tau is a specific protein that tangles up in the brain of Alzheimer's patients. Until right now, seeing it reliably required very expensive PE scans or highly invasive spinal tap.
Which is not fun and not scalable.
Not at all. This new test boosts diagnostic accuracy from 75.5% to 94.5% using just a simple blood draw.
That is the difference between a doctor saying, maybe you're just getting forgetful with age, and a doctor saying, we know exactly what this is and we caught it early. That's huge for treatment pathways.
It's massive. But here is where it gets really interesting for you listening right now personally. We are learning that aging isn't just about your cells decaying, it is about your environment, specifically the other people in your environment.
Oh, yes. This is the Hassler effect. I feel this one deep in my bones. I am pretty sure I have a few Hasslers in my contacts list right now.
The hard science actually backs you up on that. Epigenetic clock research is showing that each additional Hassler in your life, meaning someone causing you chronic social stress, literally adds roughly 9 months to your biological age.
9 months per person.
And it increases your overall rate of aging by 1.5%.
So literally, annoying people are killing you. They are draining your life force.
Effectively, yes. People are biomarkers for each other. Your social circle is a direct biological input to your chassis.
I'm absolutely going to use that. Sorry, boss. I can't come to the Monday morning meeting. You are a bad biomarker for me, and my doctor says you age me.
It is a totally valid medical excuse in 2026.
But seriously, it shows the deep integration of biology and environment. And speaking of the physical environment, we are reshaping the physical world with more than just biology. Energy and robotics are having a huge moment right alongside the AI.
The energy transition is moving vastly faster than the legacy forecasts predicted. U.S. battery storage hit a record 57.6 gigawatt hours in 2025. That is up 4x in just 3 years.
And the craziest headline is that Texas is beating California.
Texas is about to overtake California in battery storage. It is a massive shift in grid capability. This means renewable energy isn't just use it or lose it when the sun shines or the wind blows anymore. We can actually bank it at scale.
And while we are storing all that energy, we are also directing it. Lasers.
Lasers are on a Moore's Law curve of their very own right now. They're getting 2 times cheaper every 4 years and 2 times more powerful every 5 years.
The source material suggests they might actually replace cartridge-based ammunition. That is straight-up sci-fi stuff. No more bullets.
It is the sci-fi war scenario becoming physical reality. Think about the logistics of traditional warfare. Bullets are incredibly heavy. You run out of them constantly. You have to ship millions of rounds across oceans on vulnerable supply lines.
So the lasers.
The laser just needs a power source. As long as you have the generator or the battery bank, you have infinite ammo. And it travels at the literal speed of light. It is vastly cheaper per shot once the infrastructure is there.
But for the physical stuff, lasers obviously can't do with the robots. And I just love this image from the deep dive. Winter Storm Hernando hits New York. The city is buried. And who is shoveling the snow?
Reflex Robotics humanoids.
Not a guy with a shovel complaining about his back. A humanoid robot.
It is the ultimate real-world test case. Cold, wet, slippery, highly unpredictable physical environment doing demanding labor. They are doing the work no battery bank or laser can do. It is the manual labor force of 2026 stepping out into the wild.
It's just wild to think about. You look out your window in NYC, you're wrapped in a blanket drinking coffee, and there's a literal robot clearing the sidewalk for you. The future is just Tuesday now.
And if that wasn't enough to make you feel like the axis of the world has tilted, we have to talk about segment 5. The veil lifts.
This is the one. I did not have that on my bingo card moment for the year.
The Office of the Director of National Intelligence, ODNI, says UAP and extraterrestrial files will soon be declassified.
And this isn't just some 4chan rumor or a blurry video. We have direct quotes from the top brass confirming this.
The Secretary of War, and yes, notice that specific title being used in the official report, admitted, and I quote, "I did not have that on my bingo card at all," but he confirmed full compliance with the White House executive order to release them.
We have got our people working on it. Full compliance. It sounds so mundane and bureaucratic for something so paradigm-shifting.
That is the strangest part of this whole thing. It is not a global panic. It is being treated as a filing issue.
Bro?
Representative Luna confirms the files will literally be housed on the National Archives website.
The National Archives. Right next to the Declaration of Independence and 19th century census records, we're going to have the alien files, just sitting there as PDFs.
It completely normalizes the anomalous. It turns the grandest unknown in human history into a document you can download on your lunch break.
So just to recap where we are right now. Robots are shoveling snow in New York, lasers are replacing bullets in the military, AI is rewriting the global banking system, IBM is tanking, and the government is about to drop the alien files on a public website.
It is a density of change that is genuinely hard for the human brain to process all at once.
And it is creating these incredibly weird cultural paradoxes everywhere you look, like back on the ground, regular life is getting glitchy.
The job market, for one, is getting very strange. Employers are officially reporting that AI-assisted job applications all sound exactly the same now.
Because everyone is using the exact same helpful assistant persona we talked about at the start of the deep dive.
Exactly. The loop closes perfectly.
Huh.
Everyone uses the AI to sound professional, so professional just becomes completely generic. The candidates who optimize the hardest, who use the most advanced AI to write their cover letters, are actually being deprioritized by hiring managers because they blend into this wall of sameness.
It is a hilarious irony of optimization. If you sound too perfect, you sound fake.
We are entering the Beige Internet. Everything is perfectly grammatically correct and completely perfectly average.
And then you have monetary policy in war zones. The White House is actively exploring a stablecoin for Gaza. They are literally programming monetary policy for an active crisis zone.
Programmable money. It's not just dropping pallets of cash anymore. It's deploying code.
And for a bit of levity and all this heavy news, the Sea Dance 2 crossover video phenomenon.
Oh, the IP law sport.
Yeah, people are actively competing online to infringe as many massive movie studio properties as possible in a single video.
They are seeing how many lawsuits they can theoretically generate in 30 seconds of AI video. They are stress testing the legal system for sport. It is a literal stress test of reality and copyright law.
It is the veil lifting in every single direction. The veil between human and machine, between biology and technology, and potentially between us and whatever, is actually in those UAP files at the National Archives.
So what does this all mean for us today? We have gone from 6-gigawatt GPU clusters to stem cells fixing broken hearts to robots in the snow.
The world is getting weirder and it is getting faster simultaneously.
It really forces us to ask, what do we actually hold on to? What remains human?
And that brings us to the big question for you, the listener. We really need to hear from you in the comments today. We have talked about AI reshaping the economy and biology extending our lives, but here's the this or that question for today's deep dive.
It is a choice between two very different kinds of shock.
Exactly. I want you to really think about this before you answer. Which reality shift is harder for you to personally process? Option A, the government officially declassifying UAP and extraterrestrial files. The aliens are real scenario. Or option B, lasers replacing bullets and humanoid robots taking over manual labor. The sci-fi war scenario.
Think about it carefully. Option A fundamentally changes our place in the universe. It is deeply existential. It changes philosophy, it changes religion, it rewrites history, it redefines the word life.
But option B changes your actual street corner. It changes warfare. It changes who or what is fixing the pothole outside your house. It is intensely tangible. It changes the physics of your daily safety and the global economy.
So tell us strictly A or B and WHY in the comments. Is the existential shock bigger? Or the physical shock? Which one actually keeps you up at night?
I really want to see the debate on this one in the comments. Drop your answer while we play you out.
And speaking of playing us out, we have something truly special lined up today.
We absolutely do. Today's outro music is by the best band in the universe, Rainbow.
For those who might not know, Rainbow is a phenomenal band of 6 female Android resident musicians based out of Cambodia.
The future of music is literally here, folks. The song is called 7776, and here is the kicker. All of Rainbow's finished songs are performed live by the virtual band's creator using the Abacus platform.
It ties right back to our core theme today perfectly. The 4B4KU5 theme is Human Performance in the Age of AI. It is all about reclaiming your humanity from the algorithm, using the tool to actively perform rather than just letting the tool generate passively.
It is beautiful stuff. So check the video description for more information on Rainbow and the Abacus platform. But for now, thank you for diving deep with us into the chaotic and fascinating world of February 24th, 2026. Subscribe and turn on notifications by clicking the bell. No need to fear missing out on any upcoming episodes.
Stay curious out there.
See you in the future.
Notiz cantar, eko nantenda, esparo stanta, wewe kunan tambay. Praise on all, you know está, akoma de primha, pon condon lu, achanasa, erenobas, asanata casa. Circunstância, vai ambientar, mas somos santa, tem cantar. Tipo eu, vai adiantar, e sou tanta, a gente batalha ansiedade. Até cantar, a notaria, até sananda, e não sei voar. Afingando, alopina, e non solunda, non è te grande casita. Hey, media, l'uomo sta, ampulana, no kima, nothing to lose, and it's so, making a good, just to make bagage yourself. I'm dropping it, the hustle wonder, what the rigor one. I think I'm just, I hop in it, the hustle wonder, but to take my time is wrong. Tell me shut up, and I put your car. océaniany. 열어점다 겹쳐던데 근데 꽂혀 지가